Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like, subscribe, and share this audio with someone who you may think needs it. This is a continuation of transforming energy. So, on the last audio, I showed you how to transform light into love. Now, you can transform anything into the light. Anything into whatever you want it to transform. So, example, when you are, let's say you're doing an affirmation to create money. God is a creative force. That's what God is. It is a creative force. It listens to you and picks up what you want done when it's repetitive. So when you're doing affirmations, I am wealth, I am wealth, I am wealth, that mighty energy is going to pick up on that and create wealth in your life. So the energy that's in you, through you, and all around you, that energy begins to transform itself based upon what you're constantly repeating. So if you're repeating, I am wealth, then that energy will transform itself with wealth all around you and you'll start having the feeling of wealth. Now, if you're saying, I don't have enough money for this, I don't have enough money for that, that's lack. And if you're stuck constantly focused on lack, that energy will produce lack. It's not going to produce only the positive things you say. It'll produce the negative things as well. So if you say, there's never a good man. I mean, all the good men are taken. All the good men are married. There's not any good men. That is what you'll meet. This is a great big earth. But I guarantee you, all you will meet is good men that are attached to me or married, which attached is mean deeply attached in a relationship or in a marriage. That's what you're going to see. Why? Because that is what you're telling this creative force that you want. You're saying that all the good men are married or hooked up. There's no good men left. So that's what you're going to create. Years ago, my cousin's friend, all her friends had that belief, and they would talk about that all the time, and they wasn't able to get anybody, a man, when they would meet somebody, he was attached. My cousin believed that there was still a lot of good men, and she would always attract men. And this is the thing. My cousin was not, a gorgeous person. She had friends that looked nicer than her, but she was the one that was attracting the good men. Why? Because that is what she believed. She believed what? That there was still a lot of good men out there. So that's what that creative force created for her. A lot of good men. You have to understand that creative force is in you, through you, all around you. It creates what you are repetitive in saying. It creates what you desperately believe. Whatever you deeply believe is what it creates. Now, if you believe that you are the most gorgeous person, you're beautiful, you're going to start developing and looking more prettier. Because I know you have seen people there's people in my family that were really beautiful when they were younger, and they grew up to have such a nasty attitude, and they changed. They weren't beautiful anymore. So, because their attitude, you know what I mean? Your attitude will make you ugly. So, if you want whatever you want, you could transform that energy into. All you have to do is believe it with a deep conviction. If you don't believe it, then all you have to do is be repetitory. Repeat it. Now, what is something that you repeat all the time, but you're not even aware you repeat it? So I don't have enough money for this. Oh, I wish I could get that. I don't have enough. Oh, I want a Birkin bag, but that's out of my paycheck. That ain't in my pay vibration. You see what I mean? Lack. You're constantly creating lack. And that's what you get. You constantly don't have enough money for this or have enough money for that. And that's what that creative force continues to create for you. You may not even see this creative force around you. This creative force is always around you. It is God Almighty, and it is a creative force. And it's going to constantly keep creating what you repetitively say or deeply believe. Because that's just the way that's the way God set up that energy to work. So you can't get around it. In other words, you can't try to sneak around it and try to sneak and say, oh, I'm going to sneak and think in my mind that there's not enough money. But it'll never manifest in my life because I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to think it. It doesn't make a difference. Your thoughts are so powerful, or you are so powerful, so whatever you think gets out in the universe and it creates. Whatever you think, it creates. You don't have to ever talk at all, and your thoughts create. That is absolutely a fact. I can prove that to you. Don't say anything. Stop talking for, a couple of weeks or whatever, if you could do that. And then watch things still create in your life. There was a movie star who did that. Larry Hagman, he used to play on Dallas. They said on Sundays he never talked. And sometimes, he had got so bad till through the week, I guess he wasn't talking either. But he always wanted to, create Dallas to come back on. It was a very successful show. I think it was on for 14 years. And they would, I guess, he would always think. But the bottom line is, after years of being off the air, Dallas came back on. So you don't have to verbally say anything to create. Your thoughts are powerful enough to create, and your beliefs. That's how powerful you are. A friend of mine was telling me the other day, I had sent her a voice text, and she was telling me that when she played the text, she could feel me right there standing behind her because my spirit was so strong. She said the longer, she played the tape, the more powerful she felt me throughout the house. That is true. My spirit is very strong. I don't need to say anything to create what I want. And you don't either. So just be aware of what you put your thoughts on. Be aware of what you're creating every moment of the day. And consciously create the things that you want to create. Somebody was telling me that they used to win the lottery all the time. So they were having dreams, and then all of a sudden she said she stopped having dreams. And she wanted to start back having dreams and winning the lottery. So what I told her to do was, when she had the dream, make sure she played the lottery so she could in other words, that creative force would know that she's getting that message. I mean, you know what I mean? That's the way the creative force would know to communicate with her. And she did that and started hitting the lottery. She started hitting the lottery like every day. She would have a dream, hit the lottery, have a dream, hit the lottery, because she was able to figure out a way to communicate with the creative force without her saying a word. You are a powerful being. So if you want a car, it's so easy for you to create a car. I've told people over and over, it's so easy to create money because all you have to do is just be repetitive with it. I am a wealth. I will earn 10,000 a month. Things like that. You do affirmation, wealth, say the wealth, 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 repeatedly or anything like that. Money is going to start flowing to you quickly. Because remember, you have inside of you a mighty creative force. And that force will create anything that your little heart desires. Anything. So you are able to there's not a limited supply of energy. People think that there's not enough money to go around. There is an unlimited supply of money to go around because money is energy. And there's an unlimited supply of energy to go around. When you start thinking like that, then you'll realize that there's an abundance of money. A lot of poor people don't, you'll never admit it, but a lot of poor people don't like rich people because you think they're wasteful. And when they're oh my God, they just wasting that money. I bought a purse for $15,000. And the people that I knew was like, oh my God, oh no, girl, I would never spend $15,000 for a purse. Oh Lord Jesus Christ, $15,000. And one of my friends said to me, don't tell nobody else when you spend that much for money. Just tell me. And then it dawned on me, I need to change my friends. I need to change friends because I used to be where they're at in their consciousness. These are people who have consciousness of lack. I need to change my friends and be with people who have abundant consciousness because 15,000 is nothing for a purse. 50,000 is nothing for a purse because money is energy and there'll always be a lot of energy. When men and women don't do it as much, but men, when they rich, they buy a lot of toys, like an airplane and sports cars and things like that. They buy them because they don't care how much it costs. They realize that it's not theirs. They're borrowing it in the earth. You know what I mean? And they can have as many sports cars as they want because they have unlimited resources, because energy is unlimited resources. But poor people don't think like that. They think that, you're not going to have a lot of money. You can't spend 15,000 costs. Look at what you could have did with that money. You see, that shows you right there, they're not thinking about unlimited sources. They're thinking that there is lack. And so you're spending this much money for a purse. Oh my goodness. I would look at what I could have did with that. But if there's unlimited resources, you still have more you could get and spend and do what you wanted to do with the unlimited resources. You can't even be around people like that for a long time because they'll get you to thinking like that. Put that lack all in your mind. So now I want you to practice this, creating whatever you want to recreate by transforming that energy into whatever you wanting to create. If you want wealth, let the energy transform to wealth. If you want love, let the energy transform to love. If you want a new car, let the energy transform to a new car. You have the power to transform the energy in whatever you want it to be. Thank you for tuning in to The Patricia Show.